Hello everyone, and I'm recording this like in the middle of the night, so might as well. I'm in a little mood to do so, and I did want to make this video anyhow, and it's today or at some point. But in today's video, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Blender, but more or less, we're gonna showcase what I did in Blender. So, anywho, so you notice that the theme is quite different. So, what I did technically is that I kind of didn't like the default settings in Blender. I used to use an older version of a theme Blender, which was in like 3.6, which they had like a bunch of like custom themes and settings and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, they removed it. So because I didn't like how the light and dark theme was, so I'll show you like in here. So if you go like preferences and themes, because usually by the default, the dark theme will kind of look like this and stuff like that. But the reason why I had to make my own light theme is because whenever you see Blender light like this, yeah, you got pretty much some lightness going on over here, but the reality is that not everything is like completely like normal. Like, for example, if you look over here at the icons that I have, yeah, because if you look right over there, some of these seems like right over there is just like pure dark and stuff like that. That's not what I want because a light theme is supposed to be like lighter, like a flash grenade, but still easily appealing to the eyes, of course. But but yeah, I got a little crazy, but my newer theme that I made for myself kind of ended up kind of like talked about a little bit on Blue Sky, where a lot of people were interested. It kind of reminds me a little bit of classic Maya or Rhino, but I feel that if anyone wants the theme that I have, I did have it on Gumroad, or will be on Gumroad soon eventually. But yeah, but there's like other more stuff like around over here that I think there was a bit more darkness here. Yeah, it was like a tiny bit more darkness, but I didn't like how the timeline was a bit less readable with this over here. Compositioning, okay, but and the rendering and the geometry nodes over here. So if you ever want to, like, for example, add something over here in the output or something, or I'll have to throw in an object. But let me just add an object real quick. Mesh cube, and then I can do new. It's still the dark theme in a nutshell. Because if I change the theme settings here, it's still pretty much still dark, but darker. And you get over here, not that much change. But when you go to my version over here, you actually do get some, well, I ended up throwing some colors and stuff like over there because I did want to kind of have like an easier thing to read it, but it's much more readable in terms of like grayscale and stuff like that. And then whenever we get to my timeline over here, you can clearly see the numbers over here and what timeline you're going through. And I kept the little thing, I decided to make it black instead of blue because I felt like they had better contrast. So it was much more of a contrast thing. And then see how the grids are different over here too as well. Yeah, that one's darker and you can see much more lines over here. Stuff like that. And bright light. But yeah, just something cool I just did and stuff like that. But if you do want to see like much more like a detailed version how I showcase a bit more of the my theme settings and how it's like all the other navigation appearances look like, I do have the Gumroad link that leads to my Blender Light, well, I call it Bright Studio Blender thing. So just like a cool name for the for this little theme project that I have. But there's going to be like a fixed price for this, so if anyone will be interested to actually use it in their workflow, the price though I think would be around like $4.99. That's that far I'm thinking so far right now. But yeah, I think it would be somewhere around that price because I did spend like 8 to 10 hours on it, which it does have like a lot of settings here. You can also change stuff like right here too as well. There's like so much buttons here, like it's like too much, man. But lucky me, as I am a very obsessive man when it comes to things that I really like to do. So, as in like stuff I like creating, I'd be happy to make things better for myself. But it takes time to like go through all that and stuff like that. And I understand that like not many people's not gonna have like time to adjust all these color settings or figure out what does this do, what does that do. And a matter of fact, I actually had to bring out like Notepad to figure out what's going on in here. Because if I open over here, you can probably see if it's an app data. And then we'll just go over to Blender for this. Now this is like the thing I kind of extracted from one of the older themes that managed the compatibility, but unfortunately this breaks in 5.0 because they changed things around, which led to me creating my own based on the older retro theme I found that I like. And then you see how stuff like that. But when you ever go around to like search for any themes, I kind of do wish that they did have like a better search engine going on here, because all this is like too much items and there's nothing to search. So the only way that you would figure out what changed what is that you would have to go down to every panel and then say I want to change like the let's see, this is the header. So I want to change the whole thing around here. You just gotta have to play around, break it or something, change if any RGB colors you have over here going on here, and just play around and see what would happen, kind of stuff like that. Which is a lot of playing around. But in case if, like, say, for example, oh, I don't know where this goes to, or, oh, I'm seeking, like, where does this interface, like, how do I change the timeline over here and stuff like that? Usually I just go around and just be like, okay, so I'm going to sample the color. So what I do is that I just use PowerToys for this one. And this is my way to find, like, my own tricky way to kind of have my own search engine thing to find what themes and colors I'm changing. Because there's not really a real one, but it's all just basically looking into the code itself and find where it goes. Another thing I did want to mention that with Notepad here, so we're just going to go to the interface over here, and then say for example, you do want to change all the text here. Let's see, what is the text color here? Since you like all that, what if we just do turn all the E6 into 0 for whatever reason. Or just turn them all to red. Yeah, let's turn them all to red. So we'll just use that as a base for now. And then we'll just go over here. Go to Control F. And then you can find anything that's this color. And then we can replace all this with this color. Tell it to replace with every single one of them with this color code. And hit replace all. And it's going to go through every single one of these, find that similar color, and just replace it. And then if you want to see what happens, I would just do file, save as, and call it test 01. So it doesn't affect your original copy, of course. And then after 01's made, you can minimize that. You can just go back all the way up here. Go to test 01. And guess what? You changed everything red! And you didn't have to go through all these text horseshit. Because that's just too much. And now since everything's red, well, except for this over here, because they're in a different color palette, of course. You would just have to figure out and define what's that color palette and mess around with it. But the fun thing is that now all of it's red. It's all red, guys. So something cool with that you can do with the when editing your own theme too as well. Instead of just like wasting time to go, every single one of them has to be pasted red manually. You just use the XML code itself and just quickly change it. And here's the thing, it's good to have like create like, for example, oh, I changed this and changed that just to hit add theme, say version 1 or version 2, stuff like that. Just make like a bunch of copies version so that whenever you make any changes in that, don't hit the save button, just have version 1, version 2. So in case if you accidentally screw up or something like that, you won't have to kick yourself in the shins if you have to re-go through all that. Because the thing is, the only way to understand what's going on is that you have to basically break this whole theme settings over here to understand what you're going to change or something. Because in case if you change something that you don't want to change, at least you made a backup file for it. And also you can hit save too as well, but I won't recommend it constantly hitting save to find it. Now we can have the scrubbing markers over here. I'm pretty sure the background would change something like here. Yep. So here's one of the hints, like something like that. And it just takes time a little bit to play around with it. Oh, I did change something over here. So yeah, now that's cyan. I wonder what I know I did something with the background. Oh, the asset shelves. Ah, there's the asset shelves. Okay, so that's what I changed. See, so the asset shelves would mean something like this over here. So it's just taking effect with the sculpting, I think. Yeah. So that's how you figure out some things like that. And of course, yes, this would take 100% most of your time to like I would say if you're going to create your own custom theme, be prepared to spend over a day or two, or if you're already using some built on based on a preset that you found that you're going to build on top of that, that does help you to save some time if you want to make some tweaks about it on the base of it, that you have like any other presets that you like to start off on. Like, for example, you want to start off changing your theme in light mode, and then you just go around and play around with that based on light mode or dark mode. But I based around on the other themes that I had used to work, which is the other older themes that kind of have like much more of a retro feel. So I based on that as a foundation a little bit, and then changed like some of most of the colors that I feel like that needs to be matched better with the color of a gray light gray that I want it to be. Which again, that took about 8 to 10 hours, but that's still active time. So that technically did took a day for me to figure out. So, but yeah, I wouldn't bother putting this in like. Don't put this into like ChatGPT or anything, or DeepSeek or any other AI. They won't help you because they don't understand color theory. If you don't know what you're prompting, you could easily just screw yourself over for no reason. This is something that you're gonna have to use like human brains here, because even though it can change something like this, it's not going to help you at all. You would have to actually understand how to read code and then just figure out what does this go to that. And yes, you can change this on the fly too as well. So like for example, I just want icon folders over here. So let's just change this to FFFFFF or 0000000, which is make it all black. So I'm looking for the folder icon here. So I think somewhere around here the folders did change. Oh, yep, it did. See that over here? So that changes over here. This file is set on read only. I think I put too many zeros on here. Oh, give me 1 sec. I think I did. So if I put this all 0FF here. Here, let's bring it back to here. So if I do change this to... see, that's what I left here. Okay. 0FFF. Okay, save. Alrighty, let's try this again, and then we'll just bring this over here, have it refresh. See, now you got it black. So, that's another way you can change it on the fly without just looking all through this information context. Which, to be honest, if you're looking for like an easier way to find the list of the names, this will probably be your best bet to change your theme settings. Because all it is just color codes over here. So at longest, you're just typing it correctly over here, because most of it usually has an FF behind it. So all the way up to there, you should be fine. And it's not really not biggie just to use this instead to change your theme. It's not that bad. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's time consuming. There's no way in hell um, an AI would be able to help you with color theory at all. So, and also a little bit of UX knowledge could help as well. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's how I made my theme. Just some of these helpful extra tools, and that's how I made my Blender theme. Alright, so you've reached to the end of this video. So, if you enjoyed today's video, just leave a like down below, and if you're new and interested about my content, I'd usually just work on my personal projects and stuff, and from time to time, I make some YouTube video logs and stuff about what I discovered and what I did find in some of my learnings, or maybe just make a cool share tutorial video kind of like that, or maybe just showcase some of the stuff I made so far. And yeah, feel free to subscribe if you want to stick around to my journey as an artist, and there's a lot of things that's coming more soon.